Now, can we give it up for Ash? Come to the stage. Give it up, Ash. Look at this view. Beautiful, right? The stage is yours.
Have you ever had a moment in your life that puts you on the path that you're on today? I think that we all have. And I still remember mine like it was yesterday. It was the last time that I ever saw my dad. The warmth of his hug lingered long after he let go. And there was a breath of air that I can still feel on my skin that passed between us. Something felt different. His bright eyes held fine in the rearview mirror as I drove away, like they were trying to tell me more. That was the last time that I saw Maxwell's eyes, because he passed away the next day. And I still remember the feeling of the heat rushing to my head as I sat crying in disbelief. My dad was my biggest hype person, and he believed in me long before I believed in myself. And in the grief that followed, I started a blog and an Instagram and a YouTube talking about chronic illness, grief, and everything in between. It wasn't perfect and I was shaky on camera, but it gave me something to hold on to for a little while, because then I stopped. The confidence wasn't there yet. I was stuck using trending audios, wondering why nobody was connecting with what I had to say. I felt like a failure, and without my dad there cheering me on, I gave up. But something shifted. A seed had been planted. How many of you realize that video is the #1 most effective form of content for building trust online? Yet 75% of us in this room have the fear of glossophobia, which is a fear of public speaking or speaking on camera. And that was me. Yet here I am standing on this stage, speaking to all of you about camera confidence. Ironic, right? I still remember the first time that I set up to film again. My mentor told me, "You've got to film a talking to camera video." My heart sank. My breast tightened, but I did it anyway. I got up, I had a full face of makeup on, I had a script, and I tried to memorize all the lines. But then I messed up. I forgot my place, and that familiar rush of heat rising to my face, frustration, and the urge to walk away. And so I did. I procrastinated, and I told myself that I'd post it tomorrow. Has anyone else done that? I got all about confidence, but it wasn't the confidence. It was because I wasn't clear on my message. And when you're not clear on your message, the only thing you can think about is how will people judge me? That first video that I filmed sat in my camera roll for months. But when I finally posted it, I found my voice again. And the more I posted, the more I spoke, the more I had people coming to me saying, "Oh my God, you just said exactly what I was thinking. Are you inside my mind? And how can I work with you?" And that's when I realized that it wasn't about the confidence. It was about the fear. The fear of what people might think when they hear what I had to say. Now when I film, I get excited. But 90% of my students still tell me that filming camera videos is where they feel most stuck. They set up, they record, they forget their place, and even then, they re-record, and they don't feel like it's good enough to post. But it's not the camera that's scary. It's the fear of being seen, and the fear of what people might think when they do see you. But there was one thing that I was able to unblock, and I want to tell this to you today so you can embody this as well. What if instead of speaking to the masses, you spoke to one person who you knew you could help with your message, one person who you knew would gain value from it? Because when you do that, the camera becomes a tool for connection and not a stage for performance. Because it's not about being perfect, it's about being present. And when you do that, something beautiful happens. Instead of the rush of fear, you get a rush of purpose. And instead of hiding, you lean in. And instead of the judgment, you start to think about who might help with your message. But the only thing standing in your way is the story that you're telling yourself. My name's Ash, and I help online coaches and creators turn content into connection. My dad was my least hype person, and now it's my time to be yours.
Beautiful. Well done. What an amazing story.
Thank you.
Thank you.